Hello comic fans, here's Earl Grey. Today I want to talk about one series that was published before in the British 2000 AD magazine. This is the Prog 376 from the 7th July of 1984. It was the start of the Ballad of Hello Jones, drawn by Alan Moore, written by Ian Gibson. These magazines are pretty unique things, I think. The Brits always do it their own way. Weekly magazine printed on very flimsy paper, a lot bigger than the American comic books. That's the bonus, but the paper here really, I really like the paper actually. It has some velvet feel to the touch, but it is very easily destroyed and very flimsy. In these magazines you had a good assortment of fantastic comics like Strontium Dog and Nemesis and Judge Dredd, of course, and the Ballad of Hello Jones. And when I first read the Ballad of Hello Jones, it was a very good antidote to the other stories within these magazines, because the other all the stories have in common that there's more or less sci-fi. But this was a good antidote, as I said, to all the testosterone, over-the-top stuff. Because here we have not only a female lead here, but it is more about the normal, everyday, today life in the future. Even if you think this seems pretty much over the top to you, you're obviously right. But the very first story arc here is Hello Jones and her friends going shopping in a slum-like city on Earth called the Hoop, because it is the shape of a hoop. And here you have the rest of the stuff, which is in black and white. And here we have Hello Jones and the robot dog Toby, which is quite a character. And I wasn't too keen at first on the on the drawings by Ian Gibson. They grew on me when with the run of the story here. And especially today, I really like and appreciate this black and white presentation here. I guess in the way back then, it was just done because it was the cheapest way to publish your comics. But now, when it comes to republishing the stuff here, they colored the whole stuff. And the coloring was done by one Barbara Nosenso. And this was really the reason for me to wait a while to dance around the subject. I really liked Hello Jones, reading the story here in these magazines. And I don't have the whole story because some progs I'm missing still. And it is hard to read them because they use some kind of future lingo, which is a bit hard to get, especially for a foreigner like me. So I'm very glad about German translation, but the colored stuff here, it looked on the screen too garish to me. And yeah, here you can see the newly colored, the new coloring of the first double page here in comparison to the older one. And of course the other pages here have a really new look to them. Some stuff really pops out now and looks interesting in a way that it hasn't before. But overall, I have to say, the coloring is for me absolutely no reason to buy these new books. I still would have would choose to pick up a black and white edition, even though some stuff on its own, and you have to get used to the new look here. It looks okay, but I don't think so that it was really necessary to color the stuff. I bought these books for the reason that I have now the whole story, volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3 down there, complete, in a format that is the same as in the magazines, even maybe some millimeters higher and wider. So, and it's much easier to pick up the story and to read it than to have a stack of progs, because in each prog there are only 5 pages of the story here of Hello Jones. It is considered to be, by many comic fans, one of Alan Moore's best comics, but I would disagree on that assessment, because you really have to consider what the man has written, and from not only Watchmen but V for Vendetta and all the other stories, top 10 and so on and so on. I would say this is a very good science fiction story, and it is good as many comics are by Alan Moore, but I wouldn't put it higher than other comics by him. Especially since this was a series that was meant to go for 9 volumes, but they had to discontinue it after the 3rd volume. And you can see this. This is actually, this would have been more epic on a longer run. And it has all the ingredients, an interesting main character that is a very normal woman in many ways, and you can really relate to all the characters here. There's so much going on in these stories, and it's very dense because they had to publish it the first time in chunks of 5 pages. So actually you have an episode each and every 5 pages, and you can feel this here, really, there's a rhythm. It's very dense. All 3 albums arrived yesterday, and yeah, I read them in 1.5 sitting, or reread them at least. But some stuff was really new to me, but it added to the bigger picture of this pretty interesting, fascinating story here. Don't expect too much out of these books. If you expect something like a Weave for Vendetta, or The Watchmen, or Promethea, or Top 10, or even Providence, maybe you will be a bit disappointed. And yeah, have a look about the size. I mean, if I haven't said it before, Rebellion tends to publish the English collection in some pocketbook size, which doesn't do the art justice. Even Ian Gibson is still not my favorite 2000 AD artist, but he has a very interesting style, and some of the beauty of the style is lost just in the smaller format. Thanks for listening and watching. Goodbye.